1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Welcome back, Talk2 podcast. Today is a very special episode. I'm here with none other than
JK, Wagwan people. We back one more time.
Yeah, you already know. Anyway, I'm also here with Young Shakur. Listen, man. Yeah. Listen, do you go by Young Shakur, Young 11? Introduce yourself, man.
My name is Young Shakur. Government name of Dudu Johnson. Yeah, rapper from Waterford. So yeah.
Wait a minute. I never heard. It's been a long time since I heard someone say government name. Right? That shit is hilarious, man.
Government name.
I know, right?
Yeah, and is that why they call you OJ?
Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering what is that? You know, the whole day it was like, yo, listen, my you know, I was checking like on my Instagram. I was like, yo, listen, I know I'm quite sure I spoke to him before, but what's his real name?
Well, you're tripping. Now you're tripping.
I was like, yo, bro, Young 11, man. Young 11.
My dog.
So listen, obviously, thank you for coming through to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You know what I mean? But I listen, like I told you when we spoke before, like me and Jerome spoke about it on the last podcast.
Yeah.
And we were talking about you releasing an album. And I remember when we were doing the video shooting for War, which obviously got lost somewhere. You understand? And I was like, yo, listen, when are you releasing the EP or album or whatever? And this came out of nowhere. How come there was no like promotions and stuff? And you didn't promote, you didn't do any promo or anything like that?
To be fair, it was a little bit of promo, but the album was more personal to me because we did it in lockdown. You know how lockdown was,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then like you're chilling around with your lads, with your team and everything, but in lockdown you're all by yourself. So a lot of people mentally were frustrated, you get me? So I had to find my inner self and like find who I really am, you get me? Because normally I wake up in the morning, I have college, I'm chilling with the boys, I'm chilling with everybody, but I'm waking up every morning and it's just me, you get me? And you're like trapped in your box. So during quarantine, I was trying to find out like who I am, you get me? So that's where all the tracks come in. It's kind of like representing me, kind of telling my story, my intensity, my background, and so it's more personal. So I was like, look, I'm dropping my first EP, so it's not big. There's not big promo. I'm an independent artist. I'm just gonna drop it.
So the album. Crazy. Sorry to cut you short, fam. Yeah. So the album is, if I understand you correctly, so the album is more of a journey into your self-discovery.
Real talk.
Is that what it is?
That's it, boss.
All right, I feel that. Okay. I can hear that.
Yeah.
I can hear that.
I wanted to find out, because you have 9 tracks on this album, right? And do you think, obviously going through the pandemic, did you needed that push through the pandemic for you to go ahead and release this album? Because like obviously, if there was no pandemic, do you think you would eventually release an album? Do you think when you went to lockdown, you're like, okay, cool, I have to drop this?
Yeah, real talk, most definitely. Yeah. I say, because when you're in lockdown, you're like, oh, we're actually in lockdown. Yeah, so the stuff that you do before, you can't do it again. So now you're like, all right, so how am I going to...
time,
I have too much time. So how am I going to split my time for myself and for rest? So I was working and resting. So this is my first production that I made myself.
So you produced the tracks. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. Because normally, like, me, I pull up to Mercury Studio and record. But during lockdown, and even before lockdown, I was practicing, but it was nowhere near where I am now. So I can't go studio because of COVID. I can't leave my house because of COVID. We were on lockdown. So just YouTube videos. Everything's on YouTube. Videos. Spamming YouTube videos. Ringing up Mercury at 4 a.m. in the morning to ask him what a de-esser is and an EQ is. So big up if that album wouldn't even be close to where it is if I didn't ring him up. So big up to Mercury for that. I
gotta give you credit though. I mean, it takes courage to jump in there and do stuff yourself. Exactly. Right? So for that, I gotta give you props.
Yes.
But here's my question: like, what inspires you? Who inspires you? Where like obviously you're in lockdown and you have to go on this journey of self-discovery. But where do you drive this inspiration from?
My inspiration, if I want to be honest with myself, I say my inspiration was me battling through my own problems because I lost my auntie and my uncle in Italy during lockdown.
Okay.
Me and my girlfriend were going through a lot of problems during lockdown.
Yeah.
And I'm living on my own. You get me?
Okay.
So like, you know when they're going through shit, yeah, but you're living on your own. You're surrounding your own thoughts.
How old are you again?
19.
Wow.
Yeah. Been living on my own since 17.
That's
Let me ask you this then.
That's
This
courageous
poses another
right there.
question.
Yeah.
What I mean, 17, you're now 19. Why move out that early? I mean,
College.
okay, fair enough. So you're not originally from
I am from Waterford, yeah.
Okay, you're from Waterford,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you had to leave home to go
No,
college.
I'm still in the same house. Yeah, my mom left. My mom's in England.
Okay, I hear you. I
So,
hear you.
okay,
Oh,
Your mom gave you independence early.
yeah. I mean, there's something to be said for that. I mean, if you can hold it down from 17 and now you're 19, that's
True.
a solid 2 years.
Yeah, innit?
There's a lot to be said for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of brothers will crumble under the pressure because it ain't easy living on your own.
That's a lot. Trust me. Jeez.
Okay, I'm just gonna run down the track list here of the album. So you have Cold, you have War, Home, We Thought, Old News, African Queen, Swing, which is a banger by the way, Mother's Prayer, sorry, get that right, and Mindset Power 1. Okay, so listen, first thing first, you started out with the track called Cold. Okay, me and Jerome spoke about how you switch styles, and this whole album has a different. If anybody hasn't listened to this album yet, this whole album has a different variety of genres and stuff involved in it. It has what we call an Afro swing. It's like a UK Afro beat, and then you have
It's called fusion, Afro fusion.
yeah, that it has that African Queen track. Yeah, you get a little bit of like that Kojo fun vibe.
Yeah, I like that.
Then you have Mother's Prayer. That's pure Afrobeat from back in Africa. Cold, the first track, that's a bit like I feel like that's like an American.
It has an American vibe to it. Yeah.
And then you have tracks like I think War is almost like an English.
I think I've heard about 3 tracks, so I'm still chopping the album as I go along. You know yourself.
But fam, if out of those 3 tracks, Swing has to be one of them. Okay, let's
listen. Okay, so you see now, let's not get too.
No, it's cool.
Let's not go too far right now. Let me go through the entire album, right? And we'll sit back, and we'll see what's the best track on the album.
No, I'll tell you why I'm talking about Swing. You understand? If you listen to that track Swing, okay?
Right.
The first thing you hear is a interviewer or a reporter, whatever you call them.
Okay.
And he's interviewing John Mullane. If you don't know the history of John Mullane in Waterford, like if you grew up in Waterford and you went to school in Waterford, if you didn't play hurling, that is a hurling track.
Yeah, true.
This track was specifically made for people that grew up in Ireland, for people that are Irish, and for people that know about hurling, because hurling is only practiced in Ireland. You understand?
All right.
John Mullane is what we call so-called legend for Waterford City. If you take the bus, the Ferrybank bus, sometimes they used to have him on the back of the bus. You understand?
Oh, that's the dude. Okay, right.
Yeah.
I never knew who he was. Like, honestly,
if you don't know who he was, if you're going through Grace Dew, there's always that dude with a stroller with a baby around, and everybody was passing him beeps. Bro, listen, you see mad people passing just beep. I'm like, yo, who is this guy? Look, oh, that's John Mullane. Him with his kid. Obviously, he's retired now.
Yeah.
He's retired. But he was like a legend in Waterford. Like he was like big, well known. You spoke about Ken McGrath as well. The only reason I know these guys because when I was in school, I used to you do PE, and these guys used to do hurling, and hurling used to be big, and they used to talk about these guys. And whoever finished school or whoever got into the hurling squad, Waterford hurling squad, was kind of like the ladies' man. You know, on TV you see these guys. They play American football.
Okay, I feel
you.
In
Ireland it's like the hurling.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah,
sure. Okay,
in Ireland it's like a hurling. You understand? So obviously, like a brother like me or an African dude, I can't just go in there to the hurling and be like, yo, bro. Obviously, there's probably black people that play it now.
Yeah.
But like John Mullane is the guy.
So you see, this is what's interesting. So like obviously for a brother like me that went to school in England, that track would have went over my head.
Yeah.
Like obviously there's no way I would have understood what you was talking about
But the
on
flow
the
is
track.
sick, though.
No, the flow is sick. So obviously I'll listen to the track because of the flow, right?
real
But
talk.
to get down to the nitty gritty of the track and understand where where he's coming from, it would have went over my head because I don't know who the dude he's talking about is, and I'm like, wait, hang on a minute, what?
Bro, swing like Ken McGrath. Listen, what inspired you to do that song, man?
Right.
Because okay, so I was in the studio, yeah.
Come close to the mic.
I was in the studio, and had the rest of the tracks had them sorted, yeah. And I was like, what the hell? So one of my boys, Obi-Wan, he's upcoming. He's gonna be dropping new shit soon. So he wanted me to hop on one of his songs, yeah. And I was like, cool. So I was just running through the beat, and I'm then they swing like Ken McGrath, and I was like, wait. I said, what? I was like, because I just freestyle at the start. I was like, wait, what? I said swing like Ken McGrath. So I kept that flow. I took myself off the track. I was like, I'll hop on that later. So I was like, there's no point in me mentioning a verse. Let me make that into a whole song.
You made it the whole song.
So we put that verse, we put the hook in, yeah. And we got a beat off YouTube Boy. And it went crazy. The first time the gang heard it at home, they were bopping, you get me? And like, these are black guys. Like
they're aware, obviously.
Yeah,
You guys like Mount Sinai, all them, they're aware of that.
Exactly. And I was like, right, if the black guys are bopping to it, yeah.
Imagine the Irish
the Irish people when they listen
Yeah.
to it. So I was like, cool. So I did a preview and we put it up on I put it up on Facebook, I put it up everywhere. I put it up on Twitter, but
There's no video out yet, yeah?
no, there's no video out yet, but we have a big surprise though. Got coming with them and with the hurlers.
Okay.
So we put it up on Twitter. I put things up everywhere. You get me? If it blows, it blows. That's my thing.
Oh yeah, that's it.
So I put it up on Twitter. 1K views, 2K views, 3K views. Cameron Gravy tweets.
Are you serious?
Cameron Gravy tweeted it, and he goes, "When are we doing the music video?" So I got gas. I started going crazy, yeah. So I rang up my music teacher. You know me, I'm part of the Mount Sinai Choir. I represent the Mount Sinai Choir.
Yeah. Have you heard of the choir? Just pause for a
That's
second.
when I first saw you. Alright, I remember you bust out into a little rap. That weren't you?
Yeah, and they freestyle on the crowd.
Yeah,
he always do
I always
that.
do.
Yeah,
that.
you freestyled
Yeah.
in front of a choir. I think
Yeah.
it was you guys had on uniform. It's
Yeah,
not
uniform.
Yeah, right.
That's me.
Yeah.
Small world.
They're all over the place, man. Not small, big world, because you guys competed in Prague,
Yeah.
all over Europe and everything. They
You know
won
what I mean
trophies.
by that? Small world.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
never know
yeah,
when
yeah.
you're gonna run into someone.
She said bless.
Yeah,
Anyway,
so we
go
say.
on.
So Ken McGrath tweeted, say when we're doing the
When
videos.
we doing the video. So I rang on Miss Carney. Obviously, like, if I wanted to get connection to anything, it's always through Miss Carney because she's
Who's
just
Mick- is that
the
the
director of the choir.
the blonde lady?
Yeah. So,
Alright, carry on.
so yeah.
Shout out, Miss Connie.
So yeah. So she was like, all right, leave it to me. So she's obviously doing stuff behind the scenes, and hopefully, I contacted Reggie as well. Reggie's down for it, so hopefully,
Yeah,
we get
Reggie's
to do-
good, man. Shout out Reggie.
Shout out Reggie,
He's really
Albert.
good doing his thing there.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is gonna come together.
Hopefully we get John Mullane and Cameron Grant and shoot
Yeah.
the music video.
That'd be dope.
It'll go
That'd be
crazy.
dope. I mean, look, and this is it. This is it.
man.
That's how things pop. I mean, shout out to you for actually following through on such a what would seem like a little vibe.
Yeah.
Straight off the top of your head, and then just having vision enough to see it might turn out to be big.
Yeah,
and that's what we don't do as artists in most cases. Like, you look at a little vibe, but you don't see the projection of the vibe itself.
That's true.
It could turn into something huge. So shout out to you, mate.
Bro, kudos for like grabbing something small and turning it into something big, a whole track. Because you actually used the voice of John Mullane at the start.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was his last game or what was that? Or,
That was the game in 2000 or I think it's 2004. I'm pretty sure it's 2004. They played either 2008 or 2004. I don't know.
I think 2006. Is that the one that?
They played against Cork. The Monster final. against Cork.
And they won. That's the one
they
they won.
Yeah, they won.
I gotta get in tune with my heart.
John Mullane,
Yeah.
he got sent because he's the main striker. Like you get me. He got sent off for it was just a little shove. He gave obviously you know how football and hurling gets intense. So it was just like a little shove or like a little bit of like anger. He got red card. He got sent off. Oof. So Waterford are there playing with one man less against Cork. Cork is a tough team. Like Cork is like ranking maybe one of the top 5 in Ireland. Cork's a top team, and this is a Munster derby. Like so, you have to win. You have to win your Munster, then you have to win the next round, and then it's All Ireland.
All Ireland.
Okay.
Which
right,
sometime when Waterford obviously makes it to the final, rest assured that Kenny will be right there.
Oh yeah,
facing them.
Kenny's always whooping that ass. Hey, no offense to all Don't
man didn't know anything about hurling, but he knew that one.
Oh no, hey, look.
He knew that one.
Up the day show.
Yeah. But tell me,
Yeah.
listen, you spoke about like when your mom moved out, you broke up with your girlfriend and stuff like that. Is that what you speak of when you on a track called Home?
Home, yeah.
Yeah, and I seen on YouTube you don't have any videos yet for this album. You had one for War.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened. Reggie, answer. Reggie, you need to answer for this, man.
What Reggie do,
bro? But man, we went to like a dope place. We shot the video. We had like who's the girl that was dancing on the day? Natalie, yeah,
great
she's
dancer.
really dope.
Great dancer.
Breakbeat, whatever she does, hip hop dancer and stuff like that.
All right.
And we had her there. We did the whole video. There was like smoke and there was a bunch of stuff, bro. And we were like, we did like a full day and stuff. We were happy with ourselves. We're like, yo, that was cool. We left like what 6 and we came back like 11 or something. We got food. And we were like, that was cool. We did a great thing. Go home. Like 2 months later, I'm like, yo, listen, dude, where's the video? And Reggie lost the SD card. I'm like, oh my god.
Wait, hang on a minute. Wait, whoa.
Yeah, he lost the whole thing.
Oh no.
Shout out Reggie, man. He's doing his thing. That's all I can say.
Look, do you know what? Yeah, in all fairness, look, let's face it, mistakes happen. So you can't shoot a man down for making.
It can always be recreated anyway, man.
Yeah,
I'm quite sure Reggie's gonna do a good job. But listen, speak to me about Home.
Yeah, man. So what you want to know?
Bro, man, this guy, man, when it start cold, like it start off hard, tough man, war. It's like we start a war. What? Then boom, the tow truck. His girlfriend broke up with him. I mean, man's talk all that crap, and then he got to one point. His girlfriend just like packed her stuff, had enough of his shit, left the house, and he's like, when you coming home? I was listening to us like, I look at man. It doesn't end there. Yo, listen, what is that?
We Talk.
Is that We Talk? Yeah, We Talk. That's another one. Yo, bro. Like, like sometimes you have like one sad track, then you have a happy track, then you continue the gang stuff.
Yeah.
Like, nah, he just went from like the girl left and then a heartbreak after that and stuff like that. Like, We Thought is the one you say, oh no, you went to Dalmore Road, then you're looking at the star. I don't even know if the star's in Dalmore Road. The man is like,
Dalmore East.
He said he was in Dalmore East. They slept on the ground. Tell me about Home, man.
So where does the pain? Because from what I'm sensing, there's obviously a lot of pain there.
Yeah.
What do you do to carve back the pain? Obviously, you from what I gather, you leave the pain on the track.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does it fade away after you've laid the track, or does it stick with you?
You know what? Yeah. Look, I'm just gonna be honest with myself, because like I'm an artist, so I'm now I'm recognized as a big artist. I'm not just like a semi-artist that I used to be. Now I'm recognized as a big artist in Ireland, like one of the people that can compete. You get me? So I'm gonna be real. You get me? On the track, Home with the pain. Yeah, it's more of when I was making Home. Yeah, it was more of like there was just so much. You get me? Because like I'm not a bad man. I don't act like a bad man.
Yeah, I know that.
You get me? But like when everyone sees me, they're like, oh, he's a bad man. You get me?
So you feel like you have to rep for that?
So like, yeah, exactly. So like that's back then, innit? I was like, that's what all those hard tracks. I was like, yeah, look, yeah, I can't actually be myself, yeah, because like I'm stuck in a box that people think I am, but I'm so much more.
So you have to personify something that people think you are.
Exactly.
Right.
So I was like, so basically, and then when the breakup came, I was like, no, bond that, you get me? I'm just gonna be me. Because obviously, like, as that kind of person, yeah, you're like, when, like, obviously when we were going through stuff, yeah, I was like, look, is what it is. You get me? But then when you realize, you know what, like, I'm a bigger person, you get me? And like, just because of everything that's going on, yeah, doesn't mean that I can't be a man. You get me? I think it's less gangster, yeah, pulling up with your gang, pulling up with your guys on the roads, yeah, and acting bad. And I think it's more gangster pulling up with your girl in front of all the hoes that want you.
Real talk.
Holding their hand. You get me? I think that's gangster
Real
because
talk.
anybody can claim to
you.
be a gang member, but you're not bad. You get me?
Yeah.
But to actually rep one girl, yeah, and keep her, yeah, and actually like be there for her, that it takes a real man to do that. You get me?
The most gangster thing, I'll give you an example. The most gangster thing I've seen one of the biggest gangster artists do.
Yeah.
Like Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
He's been married to his high school sweetheart. Till today, the motherfucker almost 60.
Real talk.
Right?
Yeah.
But he be on the truck spitting all kinds of gangster shit.
Yeah.
But the nigga goes
When the
home to
bitch
his
tryna
wife.
hide it,
The nigga goes home to his wife.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
no, real talk on that.
And there you go, guys. You heard it from the gangster teachers. You understand? But you can tell you're definitely in a relationship. When man start talking about holding it down one girl, you understand? But listen, that wasn't the same energy when you speak the track Old News, when you're talking about going to Ferry Bank, open man's door. And speaking on that, what happened to that track, How Many Man? That's like a cool video that Reggie did. If you haven't seen the video of this track,
How many man?
why is that not on the album?
I don't even know. I wanted to like, cause how many man? Big like how many man has 206 or 220 something thousand plays on SoundCloud?
Wow. That's dope.
How many man took off?
That's dope.
It went
It's
crazy.
a good track.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not here, man. Could have completed 10 tracks, man. You leave like, cause I was like, yo, where's How Many Man? I saw War, I'm like, cool, where's How Many Man? It's not here.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? But like, and then you have Mother's Prayer, which is you kind of like switch the kind of flow in there. And then did you feel like you had to kind of like rap? Obviously, you're from Nigeria. Did you feel like you kind of like had to like rap an African Queen? You kind of like had to rap that side for you to kind of like give the people everything. Cause like, you know, it's kind of like he has everything in his album. He has a hip hop side. You have a drill side, obviously. Did you feel like you had to do that for this album?
I don't know, cause I want like this probably is gonna sound like unprofessional, but I just took everything as it came to me. You get me? I was just like, look, I'll work today, see what I get. I'll work tomorrow, see what I get. Everything that I got was just a blessing. You get me? I see it as a blessing from God, the way everything planned out together. You get me? So I was talking to my brother. Me and my brother were talking about my mom and all this stuff, yeah. And after like me and my girl was iffy, I took a break from social media. I come back on social media and Black Lives Matter is everywhere, and I'm like, what the hell did I miss? You get me? I missed the George Floyd thing, and I was like, whoa.
How did you miss the George Floyd thing?
I told me I took.
Man was depressed.
Bro, man. Whoever this girl is, do email us on Talk2 podcast. Message us. We need to know.
With you, girl.
We need a breakdown. For man to leave social media.
I know, right?
Bro, you're 17. What are you doing, bro?
Big man, you know.
You're 17 when you were hit with her. Yeah, 18.
Yeah, no, 17.
Now I gotta ask this. Yeah,
That's the first.
Do you know when I hear man's on the road,
Yeah.
and big man like yourself, like you're doing your music thing, like
Sure.
I hear bear man talking about, man, I ain't crying over no girl. So how is it that?
Yo, this man took a sabbatical leave when he wasn't even a relationship.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Bro.
Alright, listen. We're gonna dead that. We're gonna stop. Listen, let's move on. Okay, listen. That's a really great album. But what I was gonna ask you, don't you think people are gonna start questioning your identity in terms of like the way you put it down?
Oh yeah.
Because there's no features in this album at all.
Yeah.
There's no features. Don't you think they're gonna start questioning your identity?
Yeah.
Most importantly, when you see yourself as an artist, what do you want people to, how do you want people to identify with you? Like, who are you as an artist and as an individual? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In terms of genre too, because you do a lot of drill music.
I want people to see me as a musician.
Okay.
In general, you get me? Like I can do anything. I could hop on anything. I've always been able to hop on anything since I was like 11. That's the thing. But like obviously to rap, what was banging back then when I was young was all like bad man music. You get me? You get me? So that's how I started off at. But now like I'm getting more confidence, I'm getting more love, and now I'm finding myself as an artist, yeah. And what's even mad is that like I'm finding myself as an artist, yeah, and my true self is bigger than the self that I tried to portray. You get me? You get me? Like I feel so much mighty now because like, okay, like someone can drop this track, cool. I can do that track even better. I still write a track about a girl. You get me? I still smash it. You get me? Like everybody's like, it's gonna come to a stage, and like, you know, back then, I say when you were growing up, yeah, it was all like Eminem, Tupac, all them. You get me?
Well, when you growing up?
No, when you were growing up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you get me?
You.
You get
well,
me?
yeah, of course.
So now,
DMX and all them.
Exactly, all them niggas. But now when your kid's growing up, it's all gonna be like 6ix9ine, it's all be Roddy Ricch, all that. You get me?
It's a whole major drift. Jerome used to be a rapper, like you know.
I don't know if he's still active. I'm not active anymore, man.
They used to have a band called Ghost Records, bro. You see them, you run the other direction, man. They used to dress like convict, man. They'll come in. The rap, they did their thing though.
Oh, so blessed.
I'm out of the game. Well, not really out of the game. I'll come out to play, you know, for the right, for the right reasons.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is interesting. I think what happens in most cases, we separate ourselves from our real selves and try to portray something through our music. Exactly. And this is where you get lost because you go in 2 albums deep, then you'll find that what you're portraying has run out of fuel.
Exactly.
But yet the real you would have potentially had more fuel should you have run with yourself.
This is real talk, man.
So I think it's always important. That's why I asked you, how do you want people to relate to you, like who you really are? Because that's really important in the game. Because if you do not portray the real you, whereas alongside the whole gangster thing, that's dope and everything. But the real you, I mean, like crying on track over a girl that broke up with you and depressed, no social. I have to take the shots. You open the door.
We used to wear that on each other. You know the track we thought. You know the track we thought. Yeah. I thought that track was really well composed. You understand? And if you step back, you put a female singer in there on the remix. That's gonna be even hella dope. Yeah. But listen, the album's really dope. Have you been to like the Sesh studio yet?
I have once.
Studio. Shout out Ray.
Shout out my boy Ray.
Yeah, that's your studio. You've been there. It's dope. I have to go back because I was there when it was being constructed, and Ray was telling me all this. Kudos to him, man, for actually doing something, going through it. Because he was like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I want to be able to do this. I want to have couches here and all that kind of stuff. So I want to go back there. Now, off of an album. When we were on the way here, you told me that obviously you're Nigerian. You told me that you posted a video about SARS. What's that video about that you posted? I haven't seen it yet.
It's I'll even say the lyrics out here. It's all about it. Get me like when
Is it like a freestyle?
It's not even. No, it's a Jamaican thing. It's a reggae thing.
How do you okay? Yeah. Okay. How do you relate to that for Nigerian? I told you like
because I always drop Afrobeat, but I grew up on reggae, but that was on my dad's side. You get me? Like my dad was a proper freedom fire. My dad would drill it into me saying like this freedom, this. My dad, he wasn't even like a typical Bob Marley guy. He was a Lucky Dube guy.
Lucky Dube.
Lucky Dube.
Bro, I'm surprised you know it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He was a Lucky Dube guy. So like he was a real reggae guy. So anything about freedom would always relate to me as reggae. You get me? So as I was approaching this, obviously like even Black Lives Matter did some, obviously I have to say something as an artist to get the word out there. I tried Afrobeat. I just couldn't. Yeah. I couldn't put
Afrobeat
freedom into it.
Has a happy.
It has a happy vibe.
Exactly. But like with reggae, even as with the bass, doom 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 doom, like you can feel like you're ready for war and you're ready to take back what's yours. You get me? So I found the beat, I took it, and I just wrote lyrics into it and made it into like a track.
Alright.
But it's only on Insta.
It's on Instagram.
Yeah.
So So tell me, what do you make of, you know, the whole, like, obviously, like he said, your heritage is Nigerian. What do you make of the whole NSARS situation and the whole situation around Nigeria right now? Where do you stand on that?
You know, I was talking to you in the car, yeah. Nigeria has always been corrupt, man.
Oh, yeah.
You get me? I didn't grow up in it, you get me? So more time, even though I know I'm Nigerian, yeah, more time I even question my right to even speak on the subject. Because like I didn't live in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I don't see the pain that the people that live there and wake up in the morning and hear gunshots see, you get me? So more time that I'm over here and I question, do I even have a right to even like comment on this subject? You get me? But like everyone out here crying, but like I thank God I've never been in a position to see like one of my loved ones dead or shot. You get me? It gets to that state when like you're Nigerian, yeah, and you don't know how to represent your own country. Like imagine one of your family members dying, yeah, and because of COVID, obviously you can't go and bury.
Can't go there. Yeah, know that feeling very
So
well.
obviously there's so many people that are passing away abroad that they can't go and see their family. The corruption is getting mad, yeah. I don't even know what's too much yet, but all I know is that like police brutality has always been there. When I went to Nigeria when I was like 14, 15, yeah, I could go anywhere. I had pee in my pocket, yeah, you get me? If I'm driving in a car, obviously we had a driver there. If I'm driving in a car, yeah, oh, they'll stop me, man. Obviously because we had no license, because obviously the driver is not registered as my mom. They'll stop me, man. Blah 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 blah. I try my best to speak broken English. You get me? Obviously, I'm kind of good, yeah, but they know that I'm not originally from. You get me?
Even if you do speak it, they'll peep you from far.
Exactly. Oh man. So I was just like, bros, I beg, let me dash you 200 naira, make you leave us go. He took it.
Of course he'll take it.
Yeah.
He took it. We went freely, fam, just like that. And I was like, what? Like, cause the driver told me to do that, and I was like, alright, bros, take 200 naira, make you let us go. He let us go.
Yeah.
So if there's no justice at all, no justice at all. If you have money, you're the top dog. If you don't get money at all, they'll look at you like you're nothing. That's how Nigeria is.
It's not changing all across Africa, do you know, like
True.
This is not just a Nigerian
It's
thing.
not just a Nigerian thing. I mean, you look wild over Uganda, Congo, Kenya, Zambia,
Even Angola, bro.
Angola, South Africa.
Yeah, true.
You know, it's crazy.
It's everywhere. I'll tell you guys this story there. One of my cousins, like I have he be my uncle. Because it's the son of my grandmother, my grand auntie. Anyway, so you know in Africa, like it's my uncle. Like I know over here they see like a far cousin or whatever they call second cousin.
Yeah, trust.
So he, obviously they were like live in a very poor area and stuff like that. So he tried everything in life, college and stuff like that. Didn't work out for him. So he said, okay, cool, I'm gonna start like robbing houses, going into houses. So he was going through and robbing houses. And the more I heard about him, listen, I was doing this. It was like robbing houses and stuff like that. At one point, right? Imagine at one point, right? I'm him. We're going to rob a house. You guys are my gang, right?
Yeah,
now, in our house, we're robbing a taxi.
Oh shit.
We stop a taxi, robbing a taxi. You rob as you go through robbing. Come on, hot boys, hurry up! And you look at the back seat. You see your sister.
Oh shit. Oh,
Raw.
And then he's immediately, this is a true story. Immediately tell your boys, listen, not this taxi. Nah, bro, not this. Let's bounce.
Oof.
Eventually, long story short, he got killed. But the way he got killed was they got so famous at robbing house, they started looking for him. There's this police task force in Angola called DINIC. Anybody from Angola knows this, called DINIC. You understand? And what they do, they assign themselves to go look for these guys. Now we know over here, anybody, even you can murder people, whatever, they'll catch you, they'll put you in jail, prosecuted. If it's needles you get, whatever you get prosecuted, you get a chance for you to stand in court. Them mans, they grab them, one shot in the back of the head.
Oh my God.
You can hear the stories. You can, like, if you're from there, you can kind of imagine they took him somewhere where there was nothing, no house, shot in the back. That's how they deal with people that like in gangs like that and stuff like that. That's how they deal with them. You understand? And listen, we have to look on the humanity side of this because they took him, shot in the back of the head. They say, listen, your son has been found in such place, and you don't have to say, oh no, somebody else shot. Nah, bro, that's how they kill people.
Yeah.
That's how they kill people. People know that's how they kill them. You see, in Africa, and I'm kind of glad that Nigeria kind of stood up for this, because in Africa, this behavior was so normal. For them. And
it's being normalized. I mean, look. Sorry to cut you short. I mean, look at a country like Uganda, right, where the chief police officer gets shot in the middle of the street because he spoke out against the president, and just like that, a bunch of thugs, boom, 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 boom. But where do you think they come from? It's orders from the big man. Do you know what I mean? And this is a daily thing. You say anything about the president, you get shot. That's how it is.
Crazy.
Bro, it's sad, man. It's sad because I feel like there's so many issues going around the world right now. You understand? And I feel like in 2020 everything's being highlighted, and we still have like 7 weeks to go. I feel like there's gonna be so much to happen.
Do you think we are, as humanity? Do you ever stop and think, like, everything that's happened in 2020? Do you ever stop and think that maybe we're on the verge of a breakthrough because everything is being highlighted this year?
It's crazy, isn't it?
What if that breakthrough doesn't happen though? That's the thing. Like I would love to be on but bro, it's been too much, bro. Like for me, I was like, yo, for me, not to make this about me. For me, because I can only speak for my experience. Pandemic hit, and I'm like, I went through stuff. I was with girl them, left them, and then I was like, okay, cool, let me focus. My father died, my cousin died, my uncle died. Then I was like, okay, cool, okay. Like at this point, I'm just like numb. I'm like, yo, listen, I'm just waiting for this thing to finish. And then I started realizing, wait. Who's to say this is gonna end when 2021 comes?
That's true.
Yeah.
No one. I'm not gonna be one of them dudes gonna be Happy New Year, like 2020 and stuff like that. Because this can go on, but like I hope that whenever this thing ends, they find a solution. They say this is how we're gonna come about it. Because I hope they have a plan. Because if they don't, these people are not gonna stop.
Well, they're talking about where did I read? I read something today. They're talking about vaccines. I think with the COVID thing, they're talking about vaccines are coming by December. Now,
are these vaccines gonna end SARS?
This is what I'm saying. Like,
are they gonna end SARS?
I'm thinking there is, and I'm talking about the whole world as a collective, because look, young people, for the first time. Well, maybe not necessarily the first time, but for the first time, young people are aware because of social media, and young people as a collective actually have a voice. Whereas when you look back in history, people were not really aware of things that were happening around them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
they were, they just didn't stand up.
Well, they couldn't stand up. I mean, look, if information is actually one of the best way of controlling people. If you deny people information, you can easily control them. Whereas today, it's easy to access info via social media. I mean, if something's jumping off in Waterford, I post it on Facebook, right? Someone in London is gonna see it instantly.
Yeah, true.
They repost and then it goes pretty much
and
everywhere.
before you know it, you have your cousin somewhere in Tanzania telling you your family you good. Do you know what I mean?
I seen you blowing up on social media.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it might help change a few things here and there. To what extent, I'm not quite sure, but I'm being optimistic on this one.
Okay, cool. Fam, listen, let's hope it all changes and stuff. And on that note, I'd like to end this. Listen, we're gonna start from. Let's start from Jerome. Obviously, give out your social media. I know Jerome is not really a social media guy. Kudos to him. You know what I mean?
I'm not so much of a social media person for reasons that I choose to.
Bro, you don't even have to explain to yourself.
But yeah, still I do hit up social media. So yeah, find me on Facebook at JK and Instagram at JK. So yeah, one time, your boy.
Yeah, obviously Shaq. Shout out your social media, your YouTube page, so people can go listen to that music. Spotify.
Yeah, my Spotify, obviously Young Shakur. Instagram YUNG.SHAKUR. Twitter Young Shakur 1. Bless.
Okay, Talk2 podcast, as you already know. Facebook, YouTube, also Instagram. Yours truly, the boy. Yours with number 2 RULY, the boy. Also, it's going to be down below there. You can see it. Thank you very much for sitting with us. Okay. We didn't even get to go through what these people responded to next time. But listen. There's a lot of response. Okay. People even, listen, that's the story for another day. People even bash you. They're like, yo, Jerome was against the protest when we put on the protest. But listen. On the low,
we'll get it some other time.
Yeah. Young Shakur was one of the people that organized that protest. I'm just throwing beef out there, man. We're going to stop it here.
All right. I love beef.